Is it just me, ama everyone out there feels like they're broke? Like there's no money moving around? Some blame it to, next year is a political year. We all have different reasons, different aspects as to why we see things the way they are. I'm here today to give you a few reasons. I mean, the real reasons why you're always broke. Stay with me. Hi, I'm Miss Methati and welcome back to my channel. I talk about personal finance, building wealth, life, money, without pretending that everything is just easy. Because let's face it, it's not. Well, if this is your first time here, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, and turn on notifications bell so that you're notified every time I upload another new video. Now, the real reasons why you're broke, why you feel broke. Okay. Number one is it's because the rich keep getting richer. I know this may sound confusing, but as long as the middle class is trying to look rich, is doing everything in their power to look rich, they're only making the wealthy more richer. Because that's how the wealthy tap into that industry. The consumerism industry, the lifestyle creep industry, that's where they get the money. But my main reason to say the rich keep getting richer is because the top 10% of people in the world own all the wealth. Almost all the wealth. So what does that mean for the rest 90%? If 10% of all wealthy people own most of the wealth, it means the rest of us are out here fighting over very little cash. I remember the other day, I took an Uber. I was going to Ruiru, Kamakis, and tulikuwa tunapiga tu story with a driver, and he told me about a day where he went to drop a friend over. The friend is a relative to a politician. They wanted to talk about something, so they went like 4 of them. Then, as they finished what they were talking or discussing about, this politician told them, let me give you guys fare for going back home. So there were 4 guys. And there was a container outside their compound, right? So the guy went and opened that container. I don't know if it was a 20-foot or a 40-foot container. It doesn't really matter. Even if it's a 20-foot, that's a huge container. It was full of cash. And they were all given 100K. There were 4 of them. 100K, 100K, 100K each. So you can imagine if one person has all that money that they've kept for themselves, it means that's the reason, another reason why money is not circulating out here. So the small amount that is outside here is the one we are all fighting for. Meaning, there's not enough to go around. So sometimes, don't beat yourself up for, problems that you didn't cause. Okay? Because you can wake up early in the morning, you can do everything right. But if the economy is against you, politicians are doing shady things, I guess my advice for you is just cut yourself some slack. Okay? The other reason why you're always broke is because the economy runs on rich people spending. So this means when something like the stock market drops, the rich or the wealthy stop buying things. And when they stop buying things, you know what that means. It means everything just slows down. Okay? This kills jobs for the common person, people like you and me. And this is because the middle class can't really make up for their spending. And the third main reason as to why you're always broke is because prices of things keep going up faster than your pay. We've all seen it. This is not a secret, it's out there. Price of tissue paper has risen from 20 shillings to 50 shillings. Price of bread has risen. Right now, if you don't have 70 bob, you don't have bread. Things like food and transport cost way more than they did a few years ago. But when you look at your pay or your salary, it's still the same. The more reason why you always feel like you're broke. Your salary stays the same, but your shopping bills keep growing. Rent keeps rising. Fuel prices, as we all know, it went up. And when fuel prices go up, everything shoots up. But your income remains the same. You'll always feel broke. And that's why it's wise if you look for extra sources of income. You stop relying on one thing. Otherwise, you'll always be broke. You'll remain broke for a very long time. And you'll only blame yourself. Because, let's face it, as much as we can blame the economy, we can blame whatever is happening around the world, you have to take it upon yourself to do better. Find ways, of making more money, or ways that will help you put yourself in a better place financially. Okay? So that you don't have the same feeling like you're financially broke annually. Every year you feel the same every year, so that you don't get stuck in the same place for years. Because if you do that, then it means every day you'll be facing money struggles. Kila siku. While the rich keep getting richer and prices keep rising. If you look around, you'll see most of the people out here are living from pay to pay. From paycheck to paycheck. When you do your research, you'll come to realize 2 out of every 3 people don't have savings. Especially when after paying bills, buying groceries, after paying for the basic needs, they have nothing left. So if they have nothing left, it means they have no savings. There's nothing left. There's no extra cash. And when you have no money, you feel broke. And that's why you find yourself, unashinda ukiomba an emergency not to happen. You're always crossing your fingers. Because something small hits you. If you have a car and something happens, like a car breakdown, or a family member gets sick, I don't know what will happen. Now this is how people even start getting into debt. Something like an illness comes and it wipes you out completely. But even as we say that, you'll also find the wealthy people or the rich people also cutting back on expenses. Because when you talk about things like fuel prices, it also affects them. Because it's not like they're buying at a cheaper price. When you talk about groceries, food, stuff like that, it also affects them. So they are cutting back. And that's why you'll see even people, someone was driving a big car, they go and switch to a smaller car. You'll find some rich people or people you thought were wealthy who are spending freely before. They don't have that, it's called what? Freedom anymore to spend freely. Because when they look at the economy, they see things are not going so well. So they stop spending freely because they're scared, just like the common mwananchi. But now the difference between them and the common mwananchi, they spend less and save more. Whereas for the common mwananchi, you spend less, but you still have nothing to save at the end of the day. So when the wealthy, as much as I mentioned before, that the economy runs on rich people spending, when they stop spending so much, when they cut down or when they cut back, that means fewer customers for businesses, which at the end of the day means less jobs or fewer jobs and less work. So you see, as much as you're broke, sometimes there's people who are broke because they're lazy, but there's people who are broke because of unavoidable circumstances. Know the difference. Okay? So you don't beat yourself up so much for something that you can't control. But then again, don't allow something like fear to keep you stuck. You know, you can be broke and still be afraid. When it comes to finances, you cannot afford to be afraid. That's expensive. Because when you're afraid, this means you're too scared to invest or spend your money, which makes you like you'll always be stuck. You'll always remain at the same place. And you'll forever be scared. And this is because people like you who are always afraid always have these questions that don't have answers. Or you ask yourself questions and you respond them yourself. You worry that if you buy something big now, you won't be able to afford something like your regular bills later. So you remain stuck. Time passes, years. Nothing about your life changes. You never upgrade your life. You'll never take any risks that can help you get ahead. So you end up just blocking yourself. Don't live in fear. Fear can paralyze you, even financially. Okay? It doesn't matter what kind of fear. It can be the fear of being able to maintain a certain kind of lifestyle or standard of living that you're used to, thus preventing you or preventing most households from upgrading durable stuff. For example, a car, homes, or investing in risky assets. At the end of the day, you end up being trapped in a defensive, low-growth financial posture. It's one thing to feel broke. It's another thing to be afraid of investing. It's okay to feel broke, but it's not okay in the financial world to be afraid of investing or of taking the next step. That's the only way you'll solve your problem of feeling broke. Okay? When, for example, the economy, let's say the economy is not doing well. Okay. Your salary is not growing. Okay. But then, you need to find another source of income. If your work is active, find another passive way of making money. But now, if you're afraid of starting this side hustle, or if you're afraid of, you think everything is just too risky, you will always feel broke just because you're afraid of taking up investments. Now, if you have opportunities of investing, but you choose not to, you're a different case. Personally, I don't even know how to help you because you have to overcome your fear. Otherwise, you'll always feel broke. You'll always remain broke. You can't be crying about the same thing this year, next year, the next 5 years, you're in the same cycle. It gets boring, So put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. Find a way to deal with your fear or that anxiety that you have. Okay? Life is all about risk. Even when you wake up in the morning, when you leave your house, it's all a risk. You never know what will happen out there. So if your life in itself is a risk, why are you so controlling of your money? You don't want to. You have to risk. Put your money in investments, in businesses, and see what happens. Okay? You never know. It might be your lucky day. Unless, of course, you don't mind feeling broke every time. Of which, personally, I wouldn't want to feel broke every time. It's a sad place to be. Okay? Not to say that at every time you might... No. There's seasons in life. There's a season for everything. But you need to also prepare yourself for the next season. And you cannot move to the next season with problems, from the last season. You stagnate yourself. It won't work. Okay? Building other sources of income is the only way that will help you get out from this lifestyle of living paycheck to paycheck. When you live paycheck to paycheck, it means there's no buffer for savings or unexpected expenses. But when you build other sources of income, extra income streams, then that's a buffer for you. Okay? It helps you put you in a better place. You'll stop feeling broke and you'll stop being broke. Building extra sources of income makes financial security, your financial security, a goal. Okay? So, wealth concentration, the end of the wealth effect, and high inflation, eroding wages. Those are the main structural economic reasons as to why you're feeling broke. Okay? And then, of course, there's the personal financial pressures, like living paycheck to paycheck and massive pullback in spending. Those are the main reasons why you're feeling broke. Now, you have a look at what affects you personally and find how you can come out of it. Okay? If you have to get a second job, so be it. If you have to have like a side hustle, you do that. Okay? There's people who opt to find jobs abroad, So you find what works for you, or what brings a solution to that feeling that you have of being broke. But believe me, majority of the people out here are feeling broke. So it's not just you. It's like a thing that's all over the place. Now my question to you is, what will you do to stop that feeling? What will you do that will help you be able to put yourself in a better place financially? Let me know in the comment section. I hope this helps someone. Okay. Yeah. So don't put so much pressure on yourself. We are all feeling it. As I said, it's like it's in the air. Yeah. Well, that's it for us today. I'm Miss Moithathi, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.